Morning folks, heading down for another dawn stroll early. Whew. That sun's up beautiful. Hey, just on top of that video that I did the other day about the VSA, as I was just going through looking at some old pics, there's a really interesting story that needs to be told about the formation of the Vanuatu Surfing Association, and one that I think needs to get recorded and archived because it's fucking really important. Like, okay, where do I start here? So when I got to Vanuatu in 2002, around then, 2002, I'd been there probably a year maybe, and I was down at Pango having a surf, and you had to see it. It was just, typical fat far, loads of kids in the water, hardly any surfboards, right? Just scraps, right? Bits of wood, bits of foam, what boards that were there were banged up to all hell, right? Because it's a reef break, it's a pretty unforgiving place. Anyway, I come out of the water and, just still pinching myself that I'm living in this place and surfing some great fun waves with great people. And I'm sitting there just admiring it, and this lady, elderly lady, or middle-aged lady I'll say at this stage, comes up and we start chatting, right? And, her English isn't great, and my Bishlam was not there at all. But we were just generally chatting away, and I was really interested in, her family's lineage with surfing, and, so all her kids had spent all their time in the water. Her grandkids, who were really young at that stage, were coming through. Now, this lady's name is Kathleen Whitman, or Kathleen John was her married name, right? Our well-known family. Her brothers are chiefs, have been chiefs for the last two chief turnovers in Pango, right? Now, this lady wasn't rich by any stretch of the imagination, and, she was doing her best, as all the Van mamas do, to raise her kids and grandkids as best she could. It was just something, it was a bit of a bond that was formed there, right? So it got me thinking, how can we get boards in these kids' hands, right? And how can Kathleen be involved? Because I just loved her, man. She had this energy about her that just resonated, right? Just the most beautiful woman. So I went back, and I was working for an offshore bookie at this stage, right? So I went back to him and said, hey guys, I got this idea. I want you all to chip in $50. Next time I'm back in Australia, I'm gonna go to Cash Converters and get a whole bunch of beat up boards, right? And I went and collected the cash, and then I went and saw Kathleen down at her house in Pango, which I ended up spending a lot of time at, and said to her, look, I've got this idea. Why don't I bring some old boards back? You have them at your place. You can rent them out to the kids for, 10 Vatu, 20 Vatu, whatever, okay? And, the kids can get access to some boards, and you can make a small earn on the side. Everyone's happy, right? Naive white man that I am. So, Ben Jono was, obviously around at that stage, and me and him were keen on trying to do something, but we weren't, we're just surfers and dudes trying to live their life as well. So I put it together, got the cash, brought the boards in, gave them Kathleen. And from that birthed a sort of, I think it was like 3 or 4 board runs that we did, at least. And Kathleen would look after these boards, and the kids would rent them and invariably not bring them back for 2 weeks, right? And gradually this sort of number of boards grew, and the repair component started to kick in. And so, Ben would help out with repairs and trying to train kids on how to repair them. And so right at the genesis of the VSA is this woman who was probably had it forced on her more than anything, but she loved it, handing out and giving boards to kids who otherwise would never have got them, right? Now, if you trace back the lineage of all the best surfers that come out of that area, all of them come through that pathway, right? Kathleen built, inadvertently, even though she didn't know it, built the genesis of what the VSA has become today, okay? And it's really important to understand that without her, I don't know where it would be. I'm going to get a bit emotional here, but when she passed away, I think it was 2014, around then, the amount of love that was shown to her was just huge, from obviously the village to kids, and the importance of her involvement and development and genesis of Vanuatu surfing. I guess over time, gets lost a little bit. The islands are never great for archiving and stuff, so that's why I'm putting this down. So to the Cowitman and the John family, how important she was and how much of a wonderful woman she was. I just want to say thanks so much. Kathleen, we loved you dearly. Your legacy continues just to bloom right in the not just the involvement of the VSA, but all the young kids that, come through, find surfing, go on to bigger and better things in their lives because of it. Thanks so much, you legend. We love you. And yeah, guys, all right, what a day. I'm going to wrap it up here. Otherwise I'll start crying, but she's the best. Love you, Kathleen. Good on your VSA. See ya.